Hey guys, back working on the Y-Wing project. A couple things we're going to try and get done today. First off is there's some areas in the gray bands I want to touch up a little. And then once we get that done, I'm going to go back in and work on these piping areas as it ended up drawing a lot darker than I thought it would. So I'm going to put together a little bit of a red brown and some red mixture, thin it down and go over it again to try and lighten it up a little. I don't want to make it too light, so the paint will be very thin. And yeah, that should hopefully do the job. Once we get that done, the last thing we're going to do today is that should hopefully give sufficient time for the rest of the paint to dry, is to go ahead and excuse me, do some touching up in preparation for our gloss coat. So, that said, let's get into it. Right now I've got our gray. I'm giving it a pretty decent shake up to get it nice and thoroughly mixed. That's taking a little longer. I want to, because I want to make sure it's nice and evenly mixed. Okay. Excuse me. Apologize it's taking so long. I've just been dealing with other stuff. So, sure that didn't disconnect on me. Let's get to it. Now this, I'm just going to use straight from the pot. Because as I said, I want something that's a little thicker for doing this touch-up. Apologize for going a little quiet. I'm just trying to make sure I get this nice and even. Okay. Fortunately, that does require a little more concentration. There we go. Yeah, just apologize if I accidentally bring it off screen. Fortunately, there's only so much I can do as far as trying to keep one eye on the preview and one eye on what I'm actually doing. Okay, that one's done. There. And so just a little touching up there. Okay, I think that side's good and done. Let's hit this other side. Any areas that go out of, I can always, like I said, come back in next and touch those up when we're done. Also, some of this will probably get taken care of when we do our wash, because that will just sort of blend everything together nicely. Also trying to, as best I can, be careful of the cannons, because I've already managed to knock one of them off and had to reattach it. Suffice to say, that's not fun. Alright. Almost done. Alright. so. And there. There we go. Got that done. Okay, so that's now done. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go clean this brush and very quickly get the next set of colors queued up. So should be back in about 3-4 minutes with that. Okay. Alright, I'm back. Sorry about that. Took a hair bit longer than I thought it would to do. So yeah, got our paint mixed up, and I made it more or less consisting of something of a wash, because I want something very thin that I'm just almost going to glaze what we've already painted, and just last little bit of mixing before we get into it. Okay. Now I want a decent amount of paint on it, but not too much. And this part we don't need to be super don't need it to be super accurate, as the inaccuracy will actually give it a little more realism and more varied look, like it's something actually been used. Again, wash will come through. Oops, it's a little thinner than I want. But like I said, the dark wash will come through and fix any mistakes we might make in this process. It'll help to hide it. Plus, when we come back through, do our touch-up, it will take care of that. Fortunately, the light's not really cooperating with me right now. It is afternoon, and fortunately, got that hard setting sun. I've tried to angle another light on, but let me see if I can better adjust it, try and help a little. Fortunately, that sun's really blowing out the image. Apologize for that. But we'll try to work as best we can with what we got. So yeah, as I said, it's basically going on almost like a glaze. I just want to redden it up a little. As far as the paint I'm using, it's a 50-50 mix of just the red brown we already painted on and just straight old red. One upside of that sun, since it is pretty bright, it does help to illuminate. Fortunately, on that end, there's not much I can do, as this camera is not the greatest. I'm basically using it for a purpose it really was not designed for, so yeah, there's not much I can do to try and improve the image, at least at this stage. So I'll give that a minute or two to try, and then I'll come back in with another pass just to make sure we get a good lightening of the color. It definitely does not hurt to grab a swig drink. Okay. Yeah. that's definitely helping to redden it up some, but again, since it is very thin, we're going to have to make several passes with this particular color. Alright. Again, not trying to be super accurate, trying to focus more on hitting central part and then so that natural way the paint will flow to sort of weather it, blend it together. Okay, so I think that'll do that. I do apologize, this is probably going to end up being a much shorter stream than some of the other ones we've done. Just simply due to the fact that most of this is just going to be doing these last bit of painting before we do our next gloss coat. Give it just another minute before I call it. Yeah, I think that definitely is doing a nice job of lightening it up. So, alright, with that being said, since that should hopefully be dry any second now, does mean I'm going to need to go fix up the last bit of paint. So, apologize again, I'm going to have to slip away for another second to go grab that. So, be right back, hopefully won't take as long. Alright, we are back. Sorry about that, I had to clean some brushes. So, got our gray mixture. Give it a couple quick once over to make sure it's nice and thoroughly mixed. Alright, now I'm using a much thinner brush for this process as, yeah, alright. Let's start with the R2 unit. Oh, I'm going to be a little quiet for this, only because this does take a lot more concentration. Because I really don't want to have to come back in and touch up those green spots again. Okay, that guy. I'm not looking to get perfect, just a little cleaner than it is. Alright, so that one's done. I'm going to touch up a couple spots around our banding that just are a little too much. Okay. Again, apologize for being a little quiet for this part. Just trying to concentrate and do it right. Okay, flip it around. Alright. One upside about lighting as it is now, it does help provide nice spot lighting. Just Only thing is, I gotta keep moving it as light moves. Okay. Careful with the laser cannons. Go. Let's check this intersection. Yeah, that's gonna be need just a tad touching up. There. Along in here. Go. That looks good to me. Now let's also hit this little guy here. Or I neglect him. That unfortunately is one area that will not get covered up. Alright. On to this other side. I'll just chat along there. Okay. Trying to keep my hands from shaking. That's one of those things that does take just a little practice to hand brush. But it is definitely something that can be done. I don't know how well this. That's a definitely nasty guy. We're gonna have to give him a second coat. Again, apologize if it's getting covered up by the holder. Not much I can do about that, I'm afraid. Okay, in there. Alright, yeah, some of this gray area is gonna be a bit harder to touch up, just due to nature, since it is a very dark color and we are using a lighter gray. Okay, trying to see how best to attack this section. There we go. Yeah, alright, I think that's good there. Doing some quick looking around. Find any spots that could use a little touching up. Especially areas that we know we won't be able to hide with a wash. Those are the areas that are really going to need the bulk of our focus here. And pro tip, when hand painting, after you put paint on the brush, I have to just give me 2 seconds, but after you get paint on the brush, get some of the excess off by rolling it, as that'll help keep your tips straight and point. Okay, any other areas that could use touch up over here? Yeah, that guy. Just one quick more. All right. Now along here, missed the spot here. There looks good. Now, what about in here? It's good. That side too, that's passable. Okay. I think we got our touch-up done. All right. So, oops, dang it. Unfortunately, this means we're going to probably have a bit of a shorter stream today, as unfortunately there's nothing else to do right now, as the next step is going to be to do our overall gloss coat and then do our decaling. So that's going to be next time is our decaling. Also probably going to get a couple other parts from another kit that need to be decaled, so do those at that time as well. But yeah, we're in the home stretch finally. So plan for next time is I'll have this gloss coated and we will do our decals on it, and I'll also hit up we've got a couple parts off another kit that need to get decaled. We'll do those as well. So that'll probably be another short stream, right? About 15-20 minutes. And once that's done, I'll give it the wash gloss coat, and that will be the following episode, as that'll be its own full shebang. So yeah, I'm going to be stopping here for right now. I'll go get this thing gloss coated, and we'll come back next time and do our decals. So till then.